Yes, Polish is a syllable-timed language like Spanish. Okay. I see a man. I see a man.
Widzę mężczyznę. Widzę mężczyznę.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
Nie widzę tego. Nie widzę tego.
Good. So it sounds like in both these sentences, where in the Polish, my ears are picking up that you're kind of falling at the end, like in English. Does that seem right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we zoom in here really quick, let's do number 2 again. So I'm going to say it a little bit more slowly. I want you to say the Polish a little bit more slowly. Okay?
Okay.
I don't see it.
Nie widzę tego.
Dun, 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 dun. So I'm hearing that stress, right? The stress is a real illusion because to my ears, when I hear the stress, I'm thinking it's supposed to be longer. So if I were to try to repeat that, I'm going to be like dun 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 dun, right? Where you're doing more like dun 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 dun. Right? It's a little more even.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And vice versa, if you go to speak English, right, you don't want to say like I don't see it, right? You want to say like I don't see it. Dun 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 dun. Do you see her?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see her?
Widzisz ją? Widzisz ją?
And the next one is also a basic question. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Jesteś pewny? Jesteś pewny?
So I'm hearing a similar type of ending intonation for the question, right? Like dun 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 dun, right?
Yes, you're right.
So far in terms of at least the sentence final intonation, we're pretty much matching up, and it's just the basic rhythm with the length that's going to be a little bit different. It's really interesting because many languages use, at least in my experience and what I've explored with other people as well, it seems that in general, there's sort of like this sort of falling at the end, or maybe just a flatness for a statement. And then for a yes or no question, there's this rising at the end.
Yeah, but I think that when in questions, I'm raising my voice as well. Maybe just a bit, but as well. Yeah. Because as you said, number 3. Widzisz ją? Widzisz ją?
Now also number 3 really quick. I want to try to shadow you on that one.
Widzisz ją? Widzisz ją?
Can you say it again?
Widzisz ją?
Widzisz ją?
Widzisz ją?
Widzisz.
Nie, not D, but z. Widzisz, dzi. Widzisz ją?
Interesting. Okay. Widzisz.
Widzisz, dzi.
Widzi.
Yes. Widzisz ją?
Widzisz ją? Okay, is it j or j?
It's G. It's something between.
Interesting. Okay.
It's G.
Yeah, that's
G.
what I was.
And at the end we have sh. Czyli widzisz ją.
So this sound, see, this is a sound that I would have to isolate if I were learning Polish. So it's like dziś.
Dziś is a different word. So widzisz. It should be clear not sh.
Oh God! So
at the end,
I'm not even hearing the difference between what you're saying.
Wow!
Like at all. Like it sounds exactly the same to me. I'm just like I'm so confused. This is a good example of right. Even my ears. We're not talking about vowels here. We're talking about consonant sounds that I'm not able to hear the difference between, or that I'm not able to accurately produce, and that's normal, right? Even for somebody with experience, or for somebody with pretty good ears. These things, there's always going to be some things in some languages, especially this is new territory for me. I've never really had to worry about this exact problem in the pronunciation of another language that I've looked at. Well, no wonder why people say Polish is hard. What do you see? What do you see?
Co widzisz? Co widzisz?
So here I'm also hearing you kind of fall at the end, just like English, right? What do you see?
Co widzisz?
You're a student, right? You're a student, right?
Jesteś uczniem, prawda? Jesteś uczniem, prawda?
So for a question tag, we fall before the question tag. This is like a statement, you're a student. And then we go, right? Or we go up. Or if I say, you're a student, aren't you? I'm hearing pretty much the same thing in Polish. Might be a little bit different with the exact way that you do it, but it's basically the same. Do it. Do it.
Zrób to. Zrób to.
Interesting. That sounds pretty much the same as well to my ears.
Yes.
So nothing special there. Number 8, we have an exclamation, but it's not a command. It's just an exclamation. That's amazing. That's amazing.
To wspaniale. To wspaniale.
Okay, it sounds a little bit different.
A little bit.
Yeah, but it's I think it's basically, it comes out more or less the same. So yeah, for people watching, when I say like, okay, it's the same or it's almost the same, remember I'm focusing on not the underlying rhythm because we know Polish is syllable-timed. We're focused on sort of like, okay, for this type of sentence, does it kind of feel the same? Does it have the same end intonation and all that stuff? But the underlying syllable length is still different between the two languages. It's just they can sound very similar if these other pieces are the same or similar. And again, that's a really good lesson in really trying to focus and train your ears, because just because you use the same end intonation, just because your language also uses stress, if your language is syllable-timed, it's going to fool your ears into thinking that maybe you have good stress, or not stress, you have good rhythm in English, or that you're able to hear the proper rhythm in English when actually you're not, because things are similar enough between the languages. You need to really focus on that length of the syllable and really try to notice the difference on that level. With that, let's zoom into number 8 again, just really quick, and we're going to slow it down a bit. That's amazing.
To wspaniale.
So again, it sounds very, very similar. So, say it again.
To wspaniale.
See, even to my ears, because if it's supposed to be syllable-timed, like if I had to guess, I would say stress-timed. And it's because the stress is fooling my ears, right? If I hear something that's really low and then I hear something that's really loud, or so something that's quiet and then loud. See, now if I were to say that, I'd say like, do wspaniale, or something like that. It's like, that probably sounds weird to you, right? Where maybe, obviously, where I'm not focused on the sounds here, but if I maybe try to flatten that out and get the length maybe about the same, it's like, do wspaniale, do wspaniale. Like, does that seem like a better rhythm?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when I'm doing that as an English speaker going to syllable-timed, I have to intentionally try to sort of lengthen out all the syllables and make them about the same, and then just rise on the stress that I hear, but don't make it longer, right? So to reverse engineer that for a syllable-timed language speaker who's trying to learn English, this is again why I say, if it's not stressed, don't say like do wspa, right? You can even play with your own language. You could try to say like do wspania, like that would match English rhythm, right? So you can shorten your own unstressed syllables and lengthen your own stressed syllables to try to match the rhythm of English, and that might be an easier way to start working toward English rhythm. I want to go to the beach. I want to go to the beach.
Chcę iść na plażę. Chcę iść na plażę.
So this one sounds a bit different to me. It's like it's mostly the same, but maybe it's because of the length of the sentence. It seems shorter in Polish.
I agree with you that it sounds a bit different to me as well. And maybe this question, what syllable or word is stressed, because in English we have I want to go to the beach. I want to go to the beach. But in Polish we have chcę iść na plażę.
I don't want to go because it's scary. I don't want to go because it's scary.
Nie chcę iść, ponieważ to jest przerażające. Nie chcę iść, ponieważ to jest przerażające.
That sounds pretty similar for the basic intonation.
Yes, I think.
Okay. Now, in English, as you know, we can put because in front. Can you do that in Polish also? Because it's scary, I don't want to go.
Ponieważ to jest przerażające, ja nie chcę iść.
So that sounds similar again. We're kind of going up between the clauses, right? Because in English there would be a comma there, right? Because it's scary. I don't want to go. And then we drop at the end.
So, as you said, it's sometimes it was very interesting because in some cases we had almost the same rhythm, but in some cases different.
So yeah, and again, I really want to stress, haha, it's a pun. I really want to stress and point out that right, if it's syllable timed, the length is going to be about the same in that language, but the overall feeling of the sentence and the final intonation might be more or less the same between languages. So there's aspects of the rhythm or the intonation that might match between languages, where the basic length of the syllable is the key difference in most cases, right, between the two languages.